do it under the broiler for about 3. Then you got some good, it's pretty good. Ah!
What time do you typically get off work? Like,
Uh,
do you think?
well, it depends on the day. Like, today was 4 to 9, so I went in about 3 o'clock and got off at 6, so about 1 to 9 is, if I'm actually working, then it's, I don't know, it's, well, depends who else comes to relieve me, so at that point it's usually 1 to 6, but it could be 1 to 9 if they can't show up, so.
Okay, I just wanted to know about, so I don't
Back then,
respond.
yeah. At least not right away, within like the first half hour, then we're busy.
Yeah.
And it was busy till I got off, and then came home, ate dinner, and then went back, yeah. Had 1 beer, and then my friend Dan had 4 beers, and had to drive him home, so he was, oof, off the charts wasted. So he was like, oh, I gotta go home, I'm gonna drive. I was like, there's no way you're driving home. I'm gonna drive you home. He kept asking me if I was okay to drive, and yeah, dude, trust me. Better than you. I had 1, you had 4. We're all good. And then we got to his house, I had 1 of his beers, and then his wife was like, where are the keys? Oh, they're in the truck. I was like, where in the truck? He was like, in the ignition. I was like, oh my god, I'll go get your keys. It's with all these people in town, all these,
Yeah.
people that are out of towners in town. I was just like, no, that's not safe. Come on, man. They were in the ignition. Somebody could have took his truck and nobody would have noticed. No way. I'm not gonna have that. This guy's done so much in my life, or since I've been up here. There's no way I'm gonna have someone steal his truck. No way.
Yeah.
It's like my second father at this point. He's a really cool cat. I told him about you tonight because he just actually came back in town, so he was like, oh, I'm glad you found someone. I was like, me too, man. So
Yeah. I've told a lot of people about you. Mostly like yeah, a lot of my friends.
yeah,
Like, if they yeah. Like everybody in that party. I
yeah.
told them who you were, they just don't know who you were.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah. Most of my friends up here, they're, as I've told you, older, so.
Yeah.
Like Dan, he's 68, so. But he's the coolest dude ever. And then there's Jeff. I probably won't introduce you to him because he'll ask a lot of political questions because he's just an asshole. They're really cool with it, so that'd be fun. They won't ask a lot of questions either, but they're not assholes, so.
Yeah.
If I hope Elizabeth is still here because she's one of the people that I first told when I moved up here. Hopefully she's still here. She's really cool. And really nice. She's oof. Yeah.
You should be surrounded by a lot of cool people.
Well, I didn't think it would be this way until I actually came up and started talking about it, and then everybody just accepted me for it, so it was really weird for me as well, you know. I told one person, they didn't tell anybody else, then I told another person, they didn't tell anybody else, and they were just all kind of, okay with it. It was very cool.
Either way in like a small town.
Yeah. I mean, there are a few people that don't understand, but they still accept it. That's the thing. Like Isaac, I never talked about Isaac. Or, sorry, Ivan. God, it's really, sorry. His name's Ivan. He owns a shop in town called Dog Plus Bone. He sells like, dog equipment, leashes and stuff like that. And, he doesn't understand it, but he accepts it. So, he's pretty cool. Actually, he's really cool. His wife is awesome. Yeah, again, there are people that are just like, you're not gonna come on to me, are you? It's like, dude, no. Relax. They don't understand it. That's what it is. That's all it is, actually.
Yeah.
You try to explain it to them, and they're like, I still don't really get it. And it's like, alright, fine. Whatever. We're still cool, right? And they're like, yeah, oh yeah, we're still cool. It's like, alright, fine. That's all that matters. Cannibal Grill's gonna be open too. Oof.
The small town that I grew up in, they weren't very they didn't like, I guess, gay people, or they're racist too.
Oh.
Majority of them.
Well, not up here. Yeah, one of the few black women that came in today in town, and oh man, we just hit it off. Jeez, she's the nicest lady. I never actually meet her. Go ahead.
Oh, I just don't see what people have a problem with, really.
I don't either. I mean, whatever. We are what we are, and we do what we do, and we should all be friends because we all live in the same country or whatever, fucking state, county. Up here it's county.
Yeah.
She never really came out of the woodwork until, at least today for me, because she lives in Texas, so she comes up here during like the summer months, but for the winter months she moves back to Houston, or not Houston, but Texas somewhere. I never got really where she came from, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, she was very nice, and she was married to a very Christmas Santa Claus looking man, and hey, whatever. Unfortunately, that's how I'm gonna remember her. I saw her face. I never got her name, but she's married to a very, big
Santa Claus.
white Santa Claus looking man. That's all it is. So if they come back, it'll be like, hey, I got you. I know who you are. I've seen you before. That's usually what it is up here, though. Faces I'm really good with, but names, unless they
Yeah,
work at the
same.
brewery. Everybody currently that works at the brewery is Brittany, Wes. Um, Actually, that's the only two I know at this point. I'm gonna have to wait until Wednesday to find the other ones. Because everybody, so the employees, we have to wear masks inside,
Yeah.
and I'm good with faces, so it really fucks with everything that I know. I know your name, I don't know your face. Although, tonight, I actually had Brittany take her mask off, so I know what her face looks like now. So every time I see that around town, I'll be like, hey, Brittany! But if she's wearing a mask, I'll be like, you! It's really terrible. I hate this. I hate people wearing their masks. But you gotta respect it, because almost every place in town makes you wear a mask. Which, I respect. So,
Yeah.
I will do it.
Yeah.
Even if I don't have one, I'll pull my shirt over my face. That's... Oh, box truck. Oh no. You ruined my car. This thing looks like a gay etch-a-sketch or something. Here, let me see if I... Oh no, wrong button. Whoops. Forgot what the button was. Is it this one? Yep. Pardon me.
This might be a weird question, but no, I don't know if you, no, never mind. Never mind. You've lived there over there your whole life, just about in that area, huh?
No. 2 years.
No, 2 years. I mean between Texas. I mean, where else do you live besides Texas? Or yeah.
Okay, so I was born in Houston. 6 months after I was born, parents moved me up to Chicago for 3 years, where I did some really childish things, if you will. Got my first, the stitches and whatnot. And then after that, we moved back to Houston, and I stayed there for 23 years, and then we moved up here for 2 years. So currently, it's 2 years up here.
Well, because the question I was gonna ask is, do people? I sound mean asking it. I don't know why, but do people have accents?
No. At least not for what I'm going up here. If that's what you're... I also lived in Chicago, so I've got this weird mix.
I don't really hear an accent for you, though.
Well, damn. How about this, Steve? I used to live in Houston and...
But we don't talk like that though.
No, I don't. I grew up in the city, so. But yeah, certain times I'll say certain things that sound either southern or northern, either way. But no, up here, no. Everybody, most of the population up here, normally they call this place Little Texas because half the population used to live in Texas somewhere. Um, but no, no, they, I want to say talk normally. I don't.
But you wouldn't like really hear it, would you? Because you lived there for so long. I don't know.
I've lived here for 2 years, and most of the people that
long.
actually live here, yeah, I don't. I mean, there are certain people that have, southern accents, and they will always have southern accents, but other people, no. Except for, my dentist. He sounds like he's Canadian, but he grew up in Colorado. So he's got that real, hardcore Canadian accent, if you will. At least for me, that's what because I've got some, bunch of Canadian friends on here, and that's all I hear. But I don't know. No, you don't really hear it. Except for the I guess the couple that came in and they lived up here, and they've got a really, real hardcore accent from Texas. It was pretty gnarly. I was like, what do you want? I don't have that IPA up there. What? What are you talking about? You mean IPA? Yeah, the IPA. Fucking people like that, I don't know. It's really hard to understand, but no, you don't really hear it up here.
So I was just like wondering if I would like stand out.
No,
Like speaking.
no, you would not. No, there are plenty of people that sound just like you, which is everyone. Except for me, because I'll sit at the bar and be like, check out my beer list up there. People would be just, are you from Texas? Yes, I am. Oh, what part? Houston, Texas. And they'll be like, oh, you lost the accent. And it's like, yeah, I did. I don't actually talk like that. It's just to bring you in because, this is Little Texas.